From the Carlton Center on the ABAC campus, this is Stallion TV.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another semester of Stallion TV from Abraham Baldwin Agricultural College. We hope you all had a great summer. I'm Jennifer Powers.
And I'm Brooke Clark. So how was your summer, Jennifer?
It was pretty good. It was really hot and very short, but we did get to take the kids on a couple of trips to the beach, so I'm pretty happy about it.
That's good. I hear you about the heat, but I'm glad you were still able to have a good time.
ABAC held its annual freshman convocation on August 11th, which featured several speakers offering their stories of success and how to get the most out of college life. First, President Dr. David Bridges addressed the class of 2019.
You must commit yourself, if you're going to finish the race, to focusing on priority. And your priority now has to be your studies, your study time. It's a full-time job. If you're not devoting at least 40 hours a week to your studies and your program of study, you're probably not doing what you need to be doing. And if you work 40 hours a week for the next 4 years, I would submit to you, it will be the only time in your life you'll just work 40 hours a week. So get used to it. Finally, I want to reiterate my thanks to you for choosing ABAC. Thank you for choosing to be a Stallion. Make the most of your college experience in and out of the classroom. And one day soon, very soon, if you do those things, you will get to sit down here and you will get to cross this stage and graduate.
Next, keynote speaker Gloria Beards passed along advice to the incoming freshmen.
Good morning. When they called and asked me to do this, I was a little nervous about it. First of all, some of you have been in my classroom, so you know we're a little unorthodox, and this is a formal occasion. My poor nephew is a freshman out here, and God knows he doesn't want his aunt to humiliate him in front of God and everybody. And but it was an honor because this is a very special place to me. It's one of the best decisions ever made in terms of college. I would not trade my 2 years of ABAC for anything. And so I'm glad to have this opportunity to be with you. So I was trying to decide how I'm going to start this, and I was going to start with a quote. And I have one, but there's one quote you need to hear. You really need to hear it from Mr. Mike Chasen. So at some point while you're at ABAC, you must go somewhere where Mike Chasen is speaking, because he's going to start it like this. It's a great day to be alive and a fine time to be a part of ABAC. And you need to think that, because you have picked an excellent place to be, and it is a fine place to be. Whether you came the way you wanted to or not, it's a good place to be. So, Dr. Seuss says, in Oh, the Places You Go, you have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know, and you are the one who'll decide where to go. So be sure when you step with care and great tact, and remember that life's a great balancing act. Dr. Seuss has a lot to offer in wisdom. Don't laugh him off, okay? So today, every one of you have a story for why you are here. Some of you came because it's a family tradition. My father was an alumni of ABAC. Both my sisters are alumni of ABAC. My brother-in-law attended ABAC. It's a family tradition for us, and now my nephew continues that tradition, along with my second oldest nephew, who is part of the Excel program. Some of you came because you wanted a smaller college. Some of you looked at the proximity to home. For some of you, it's close. For some of you, it's far away. That's what you wanted. 5 hours away from mom. You'll be sorry when you have to wash those clothes next week. Whatever your reason, you've made the right choice. While I was here, it was an amazing experience, and it prepared me for my next collegiate journey, but it also prepared me for life. And it still does that today by allowing me to be involved in a lot of different things. And I'm trying to follow my speech. I really am. I like to talk off the cuff, and I'm struggling. But I'll get there. When I was asked to speak, I posed the following question on Facebook, because my first thought was, these are freshmen, they don't want a long speech, and they're really thinking, I wish that lady would just sit down and shut up. I want to go back to the dorm room and take a nap. But, can't do that. So I put out on Facebook to ask former freshmen who are not that old, what is something that you wish someone would have told you prior to beginning your freshman year of college? The responses were interesting and entertaining. Some of them were really useful, and some of them I don't know what they were thinking. You know, I had thought of some of them, and then some of them I'm not. I think some people were just trying to get on their soapbox to express their opinion. So anyway, it was funny how a variety of people responded when I had actually posed the question to former students. I had people who were not former students. I had people who are retired people trying to respond. It was interesting to see who liked the question but did not comment. I have one former student who always comments, but for some reason this time he didn't say anything. Some people thanked me. I have a former high school classmate. His child begins college this year, and so I think he was taking what people were saying and passing it on to her. You know, to share as she begins her journey. But here are the following suggestions that I pulled that I thought might mean something to you and would keep you awake for a little bit, okay? First one, enter every class with a positive attitude. If you approach anything negatively, you are setting yourself up for failure. Look on the bright side. Find the silver lining, even though that's trite to say, but it's true. Your attitude is powerful. Because however your attitude is, whenever you believe, that can affect the outcome. If you're going in it negatively, it's going to have a negative outcome, okay? Don't surround yourself with negative people. If the people around you are always like Debbie Downers and just miserable, then find new friends, okay? Because they're just going to bring you down, and who wants to be miserable 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? Be organized. Multiple times. Purchase a planner if you don't have one. Use the calendar on your cell phone. You love your cell phone anyway, just use it. Okay? Label and date your notes. Have a notebook for each class. Use highlighters. Bring color into your life. Don't just toss items on your desk or cram everything in your book bag. You will save yourself countless hours of worry just by being organized. And some of you have been in my classroom are going, Ms. Beard, are you listening to yourself? And they're right. I would be so much better off if I were organized. All right, don't procrastinate. It will be the death of you, okay? Because when all your friends are going out to have a good time and you've got to stay for that major exam, you're going to be miserable, okay? But seize the day by the same token. Credit cards must be paid, okay? You will find that the credit card industry loves you. All they need is your social security number and a signature, and voila, spending is here. But guess what? Someone has to pay the bill. Paying the minimum balance is not going to help you out because you're still going to have a massive debt if it gets out of control. If you don't believe me, that's a true story. I have a college friend, that's what happened to her. It was out of control. So don't get 10 credit cards. You don't need them. Money it's not free. They want you to pay them back. Don't take freshman courses for granted. Study. It is much easier to bring your GPA down than to improve it. That's mathematically true. If you don't believe me, come by the high school and you and I'll break it down. I'll help you out, okay? I'm going to show you. It's true. Learn how to study if you don't know how. Become part of a study group. That's one of the best things I did when I was here. I did not want to study in a study group for macroecon, but there was 2 guys in my class. They're like, we got to study, we got to study. So we studied every day. That was probably the easiest class I took out here, and I did the least amount of work because I just studied every day. It was worth it. Study for a short time each day. You'll find that you won't need to cram as much. And that came from students. That's not me talking. That came straight from a former student who is a sophomore in college right now. Take advantage of office hours at Academic Assistance Center. Yes, your teachers really do want to help you, okay? They want to be here. That's one of ABAC's strongest selling points, is that their faculty care about their students. They don't mind helping them. Unlike my teacher at the University of Georgia who looked at me and said, I'm sorry, that's not during my office hours. Really? Okay, so take advantage of it. Do not believe everything that Rate Your Professor says. Do you really think all students are honest and give objective opinions? No. There's one mad at me right now because I had to get on to her before I came to see you today. She's not going to rate me very well today, okay? But maybe tomorrow we'll make peace. Talk to students who have good study habits and go to class. Ask their opinion. Don't allow a professor's rating to defeat you. Keep that positive attitude. Because the reality is, the person that rated that professor may just have an axe to grind. And they may have never studied, they may have never gone to class, and they may have never tried to do anything, but thought by smiling on the day of the final, they would get a passing grade. So beware. Be prepared to work and to manage your assignments. Professors do not schedule parent conferences. The time has come. You must stand on your own 2 feet. No longer can your parent call and argue because they don't like your grade on a test or quiz. It's on you. Okay? You also need to keep up with it. People make mistakes. So make sure it's recorded correctly. Read the syllabus. Okay, they didn't just all get together and say, hey, we got a forestry program here. Let's go kill a few trees, chop them down, we'll go plant some more. No, they didn't. There's something of importance in there. Okay? And maybe if they run off on bright colored paper, it'll make you feel better. But read it. Try to pick the correct major for you, but don't be afraid to change. Now, I don't mean to change 15 times. Okay, let me clarify. But don't be afraid to change. And if you listen to my introduction, I'm a prime example. I was a business major at ABAC, but I did minor in math because that's what my dad really wanted me to do. So when I got to the University of Georgia, I was an accounting major, and with 4 classes lacking, I walked into the office of the lady of risk management, and I said, I want to be in your program. She says, Gloria, you're supposed to graduate in about 4 more classes. I said, but not in accounting, I won't. And I switched to risk management and insurance. I should have made that change earlier. I was never happy in those classes. But because I had decided in the 8th grade I was going to be an accountant, I felt like I couldn't change it. It's okay to change. I then got that degree, and I walked across the University of Georgia's campus, and I got enrolled in the math education program and got my master's. After my advisor gave me a sermon on doing what you're supposed to do. So follow your heart, know your calling. If the salary of the job is driving you, step back. Because if you don't love what you do, you will pay for it in some form or fashion. It may be with your health, it may be with your time, but it will get you at some point. When you go to work, you need to be happy to go. I like going to the high school. I don't like some of the things I have to deal with some days, but I love going there. I love seeing those kids. And yes, I don't use that business degree, and yes, it bothered the folks that were in business school with me, but I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do. Try new things. Keep an open mind. Make friends with someone outside of your major. Some of my closest friends at ABAC were the ag majors and the family and consumer science majors. Okay, I didn't like to cook at all, and I really didn't want to be out in the heat. But they were some of the best people. And when I needed something in Athens, they were the folks that I called. When I couldn't get the bow to break in archery and thought I was going to fail archery, they're the guys that brought their bows back from home, and we went and practiced. Okay, so, step out of the box, meet some new people. Get experience related to your major. This is critical. Job shadow. Take advantage of internships. Volunteer. Nobody will turn down a volunteer. I mean, you're free. Free labor. Everybody loves those people, okay? But you need that when you're trying to get scholarships, when you're trying to get your advanced degree, when you're trying to go on to a professional degree. Have those things. You need them on your resume. Keep everything in perspective. The things that stress you out now are probably not life-altering. They will seem life-altering, but at the end of the day, it's okay if y'all wore the same dress to class that day, or the same shirt, or the same shoes. It's okay. Life will go on. Get involved. You get out what you put in. Join organizations. This place is loaded with organizations. Take advantage of them. Run for a student government office. I ran for student government because a good friend of mine was on the student government here. He was a senator, and we're standing outside of church, and he said, hey, you need to go sign up to run. And I was like, okay, whatever. So I signed up, and the rest was history. I loved it. We had some of the best times. Join a local church. We have tons of them here in Tifton. Find you a church home, okay? Volunteer again. Find somewhere to volunteer. People are glad to have your assistance. And in this time, with the economy like it is at times, they're very grateful for free labor, trust me. On the flip side, don't let the organizations overwhelm you. You don't need to pick 10 or 12 organizations to be a part of, okay? Now, some of you, you'll be fine. I mean, to me, the more I can get, the happier I am. But for some of you, that's not a good thing. So use good sense and good judgment. Maintain your friendships with the people that are from your hometown or high school, but make new friends. If all you do is hang out with the people that you already know, then you may as well just be back in high school. Make some new friends. They'll bring a lot to the table. They have a lot to offer too. And you know what? That person that you reach out to might be the child that doesn't know anybody in this town and their family's not close by. And they're feeling a little homesick. And what you're speaking to them that day might be the thing that makes them feel better. Participate in the activities that ABAC offers students. Participate in homecoming. It's a great event. They work so hard. Go to a rodeo. I don't care if you've never owned a pair of boots in your life, go to the rodeo. It'll be good for you. Break out. Learn something new. If you wear your flip-flops and it's muddy, you'll be a little miserable though. Just saying. Okay, because I don't like boots. Walk across campus. This is one of the most beautiful places that there is. Last year for homecoming, we came out of a meeting and I looked, and a good friend of mine, the one that got me to be on student government, he and I are on the alumni board together, and I looked at him, I said, this is what I love about ABAC. I mean, it was just gorgeous. You know, walk across it. Go to the chapel. It's a beautiful place. Go to Tift Hall. They've done amazing things. When I was here, Tift Hall was where the registrar's office was located, and that's where I worked part-time. That building is amazing. They've done so much with it. You have no idea how much it has changed. Go check it out. Take advantage of it while you're here. Take pictures, and I don't mean selfies. Come on. The selfie thing is out of control anyway. But take some pictures because you know when you look back, you want to have some memories. So if every picture you've taken is just of you, not going to be too cool. Get some of your friends in the picture. But on the flip side, don't take bad pictures of people. I mean, that's like evil. You know, I mean, nobody wants a bad picture. That makes me mad when people upload photos on Instagram and Facebook, and it's a horrible picture. People's eyes are closed, and they look awful. I mean, like, and you're their friend? What kind of friend are you? Let's get some new ones. Okay, I told you, I'm trying to be serious here. I'm not doing good. Okay, manage your time wisely. Time can be your best friend or your worst enemy, and I'm still in this because Miss Chris Chasen, who is married to Mr. Mike Chasen, is the one that gave me this one. Think about that for a minute. Time can be your best friend or your worst enemy. It depends on what you need it for. Don't let time control you, manage it, and challenge yourself to control it. So as classes begin this week, be proactive and turn a weakness into a strength. And in the immortal words of Dr. Seuss, congratulations. Today is your day. You're off to great places. You're off and away. Thank you.
Well, Brooke, we'll see how many freshmen heed that advice.
I sure wish I would have.
We'll be right back with more Stallion TV.
So what do you think? Is more better?
Well, more instructors that care about your future is definitely better.
Especially the one-on-one time with your teacher, more is always better.
And more hands-on learning time with our outdoor learning labs is definitely better.
More food options are definitely better. It doesn't get better than Fried Chicken Thursday here at ABAC.
So more is better.
Well, sometimes less is more. Here at ABAC, you can get affordable education.
Absolutely. ABAC offers a quality education at an affordable price.
It's not complicated. Get more for less at ABAC.
One of the unique aspects of convocation is the freshman response, a speech given by Tifton's own Kenderson Turner.
Good morning. I am Kenderson Turner, a biology major from right here in Tifton. I'm honored to deliver the freshman response and to be part of the ABAC class of 2019. On Wednesday, we will begin the journey that we have looked forward to all of our lives. Let us keep the helpful tip that Ms. Beard shared with us, our educational goals, and the reason we are here in mind. I'm here today because ABAC is my college of choice. However, back in the fall of 2013, where I began my college search at the University of Florida, I thought UF was where I wanted to be. But with 32,000 students there, seeing the campus foot traffic, and listening to my campus tour guide say there were 300 students in one of her classes, and 500 in another class, I decided not to hang around the swamp. A school that size was not the school for me. I was even offered a scholarship to attend Grambling University and 2 other schools, but during my campus visits, none of the other schools felt like the school where I belonged. Last fall, I began to take an in-depth look at ABAC. While attending the Scholars Evening last spring, I listened to the students talk about the small class size as well as the support they received from their instructors in student life. I immediately began to think more seriously about ABAC. I also remember hearing about others like Mr. Green, Dr. Dillard, Interim Vice President of Academic Affairs, Dr. Hall, Dr. Evans, Ms. Webb, Ms. Brooke, and many others. And then Dr. Evans talked to us. He asked every visiting student in the room what they were considering as their major. For every major, each student named, and even though for those students who were undecided about a major, Dr. Evans replied with such optimistic feedback and about how ABAC staffs could prepare us to reach our goal and what ABAC could offer each of us. That's when I knew ABAC was my choice. No matter the reason, I think we all made a great choice. This choice will provide lifelong friendships, once-in-a-lifetime experiences, and give us the chance to reach our goal, a college education. So let's not waste 1 minute of our time here. As a biology major in 4 years from now, I will transition into either a school of pharmacy or to medical school, and I am confident that I will be well prepared because I made ABAC my college choice. To the freshman class, we have chosen ABAC and ABAC has accepted us. So, as we start our college experience, let us keep in mind our career goals and let us put forth a great effort to attend class, study, work really hard, and ask for help when needed from the ABAC faculty and staff. Let us make our parents proud, and most importantly, let's make ABAC proud of our freshman class. Thank you.
It was a great speech from Mr. Turner. We'll be right back after this.
ABAC is college done right.
With caring and committed professors.
Who provide a quality education through hands-on learning.
Premier lakefront living.
On-campus dining with many options.
And it all comes at an affordable price.
Go to abac.edu and schedule your visit to see why ABAC is college done right.
The ABAC Ag Club held its annual club picnic. Here's more on the story with reporter James Jackson.
What do you do when you have a bunch of new faces and plenty of food? You hold a picnic.
Hello, I'm James Jackson reporting for the Stallion at the Ag Science Building, where the Ag Clubs decided to hold their annual club picnic indoors.
A picnic is a great way to fellowship with all the students here in the School of Ag, and even if you're not an agriculture major, we have opened it up to all the schools here. And a picnic is just a great way for people to come together and everybody kind of mesh together. Even if you don't know somebody, you're very likely to meet somebody that you don't know, and you could form a friendship with those people and also get involved with those people as well.
I think that it is an informal situation and that makes freshmen more comfortable to come up to an upperclassman and be able to talk to them and ask them about their club and be able to really get to know what's going on campus.
But why indoors?
Well, actually, it's normally held down at Lakeside Pavilion, which is by the lake, and that's why it was called a picnic. This is the first time in the 10 years that I've been in the School of Ag that we've had to bring it up to the Ag Science Building or have it indoors because of rain.
I knew as soon as we changed the location, the rain clouds would dissipate when they hit the Worth County, Tift County line. And then when I looked at it at 3:30 though, they were still coming this way, but now they've dissipated.
Well, a little light shower or two wouldn't keep them from having their picnic.
The turnout this year is absolutely outstanding. I really think one thing that has helped the turnout be so much better is a mentorship program because that has really allowed each freshman and transferring student to get a personal invite from an upperclassman rather than just seeing a flyer on a wall.
Looks like the indoor picnic went off without a hitch. I mean, who doesn't like a meet and greet with great food?
We have some really great events coming up. Our AET Truck and Tractor Pool will be October 1st through 3rd. The one on October 1st will be the amateur pool where any student from ABAC can come and pool. We also have Miss ABAC coming up, sponsored by the Ag Business Club. That will be on October 8th.
Joining a club is very important to your career and getting involved on campus, because it's not just about you sitting in a classroom. It's about you getting involved and building those networking skills with the people that are in your classes, that are in your clubs, that really can get you those great careers.
Be sure to keep an eye on the Ag Clubs for more fun and tasty events. For the Stallion, I'm James Jackson.
Make sure to catch the next annual Ag Club picnic, where there's certain to be fun activities, food, and fellowship.
As students gear up for the new school year this fall semester here at ABAC, we asked them, how's it going so far?
Very excited, because it was hard for me to get here because my mom didn't want me to come, but I worked really hard to get here, and I love it. It's very homey, feel, and friendly. I was in the hypnotist show, and that was very fun and interesting because I've always wanted to do it, and I finally got to do it, and it was fun, and I met a lot of new people because of it. Yeah. My favorite class so far is, I would say, my anatomy class, because I'm in the nursing field and that kind of interests me a lot. And my teacher, he's very funny and he does a lot of examples to help me understand.
Going good. It's a big transition from high school. I'm reading a lot more, meeting a lot of new people. College is kind of a challenge for me. I zoomed through high school, but I'm glad I'm here at ABAC. I'm looking forward to working in the Dean of Students office with Miss Hughes and Miss Wilcox. I got that great news yesterday. I'm looking forward to joining a couple of clubs and getting active in ABAC, get my name out there, and meet some new people. My favorite class, I'd have to say so far, my favorite class is probably Human Communications.
I'm actually going to rush Sigma Alpha, so I'm excited about that. And meeting new people and finishing up this semester, actually. I have a big bruise on my forehead because I got a portable speaker stuck on it by my roommate. So, I mean, no, it's stuck to my forehead, like the suction cup stuck to my forehead. Everybody here is really friendly, and I like the classes are smaller. It's just been really fun, though.
First week of classes were good. Made it to all of them. That's a good sign. So my favorite class is probably criminal law, just because it's in my major, and I like the teacher. I'm looking forward to baseball starting up. So it starts up today, actually, it's the first day.
First week of classes was great. It's a great atmosphere, everybody's friendly. The teachers are supportive and friendly as well. So it was great overall, What I'm looking forward to this semester the most is really just joining different organizations, clubs, doing networking, and just seeing what I can get involved with.
The first week of classes can always be a little hectic, adjusting to a new schedule and new people. But it sounds like ABAC students are off to a good start, and we hope it continues as the semester progresses. That's it for this edition of Stallion TV.
We leave you with Terrence Gibson's performance of ABAC's alma mater from Convocation. I'm Jennifer Powers.
And I'm Brooke Clark. We'll see you next time.
On the wide grass plains of Georgia stands a place where we revere, holding in our hearts the memories that will be ours to share. The green of fields in the sun is there as the golden harvest drawn. For our future bright, our heart's delight, we raise our voice in song. Green and gold, the standards flashing out, a vision fresh and pure.